I got infinity money.
You were like, dog, I can't. You start talking, but I was like, can he not hear me?
Oh yeah, because your mic, your mic wasn't in it.
I moved like 3 times in that one PSF because of the
I
internet.
love,
No matter
bro.
where I went was bad.
Yeah, the internet was always bad with PSF. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was always
No,
wonky.
it
There
was
was always a
school internet.
problem.
It was my school internet.
It was?
Mhm.
Yeah, but always for
Well,
me,
for
like,
that
there was
one,
always
yeah.
an update, and, while the updates were necessary and they made, pretty good changes, it took, how many
Knicks fan.
how many months did it take for them to get, Android to finally work?
But it works now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly, but anyway, this is not a PSF, hating chat.
This isn't?
Anybody, wow, that was a... Anyways, hello everybody, welcome to the Wano Bros
I love PSF. He just said Wano Bros. Let's go ahead and
We're
start.
keeping that in. Don't cut this.
We're keeping that in.
Okay, today we're going to talk about
Anime, yeah. Sorry guys, for anybody else who knows...
Hero Ball thing?
I'm sorry?
Bleacher Report doing anime, like Hero Ball, wasn't that a thing?
That was sick! I watched it, it was pretty cool!
Alright, let's talk about that. NBA anime, let's go.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. For those of you who know, I run a anime podcast as well with my co-hosts Austin
Shameful
and RJ.
plug. No, just playing.
Wow, that hurt. That hurt.
Omar
me,
did
bro.
this just to plug his other podcast.
Wano Bros. I mean,
Wano Bros anime
Beyond
podcast.
Wano.
If you guys like anime content and anime theories and stuff like that, go ahead, give us a follow on YouTube, give us a click. Thank you,
like
appreciate
this
it.
guy's
But also,
like his
more
taste.
importantly, we should be subscribing to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, and that's where we are today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. Boys, how we doing?
Great. It's a cold day, so that's always
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that
It's very
is
cold.
horrible.
It's
Yeah.
freezing.
And it's honestly not that bad up in Jersey, but for the past couple days it's been below 30, and it's still uncomfortable.
Negative 30 is crazy.
Below 30, I mean.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
not
was like,
negative.
what?
Yeah. I see the confusion. It's all right.
Well, that was an Omar.
Okay, so
No,
just
I
so we
just-
can. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Earl. Go ahead.
No. When I think below, I'm thinking negative.
Oh no, yeah.
I didn't think
No,
you were
I
talking
get
about like 20s in the 20s. My bad.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
The way it was worded. But to just be minimal about this conversation, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. New updates about Josh Giddey, and there's a lot going around. We were supposed to record last night, but to be honest, there was just some technical difficulties and all of that, so we just decided not to record, and it just wouldn't fit our time frame. But in the meantime, there are some more allegations that came. Well, not allegations, just more facts that the police are starting to uncover. He got 2 traffic violations, right around the corner, I want to say, but I don't want to say, maybe a couple blocks away. But a couple blocks away from where she went to school. Now, allegedly, she is a junior right now. So, according to some people that have kind of been putting things together, little evidence here and there, they're kind of saying that this relationship may have started in the summer of her freshman year. And also, our last podcast, we talked about how this was possibly a case in Oklahoma City, but it turns out more evidence came out that this was actually in California, which the age of consent is 18. So, regardless of the situation, and regardless if she was 18, Josh Giddey's looking like he's facing a suspension. Maybe not a significant one. Maybe there's something that he could pull saying she lied or something about her age. Which honestly, there's some things coming out about that. There's things in an 18+ club and whatever. We can't overlook that stuff. But to just save time, this is just a super messed up situation. Because regardless if he knew or he didn't know, I have no words.
Yeah. Ignore my face. It's just me reacting naturally to like the whole situation.
I think
Like
we're all having the
it's
same
just
feelings. Yeah.
it's a serious situation, but I'm just like kind of in a little bit disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use the Max line. I am still currently waiting for confirmed information, but
Well, it is. It's
no, what I'm saying like
the traffic
no,
tickets
I get what you're
part.
saying, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like as far as what the age was and all that stuff.
I
But
see. Okay.
I'm gonna stand on business and say it before it. Either way, even if the law was wherever you live, 16 or whatever, it's weird. It's weird behavior, bro. Like you, once you get to a certain point in your life, bro, there's just certain things you just shouldn't do anymore. Like you just elevate past that. Like there's no reason why Josh Giddey should be getting traffic tickets, like multiple tickets, in like 2 miles away from where the school is. Allegedly that. That they were in a relationship at the time, which everything is still allegedly. But I don't know, man. I just think I'll say it again. I said it last week. It's just weird, man. Like whether or not she was 17, 18, whatever, bro. It's just weird, bro. Like
Weird.
You gotta let things go, bro. Like
Weird period.
There's no way I would be dating anybody in high school when I'm not even in college. I'm in the NBA. Like I'm a grown man now. 19 at the time, I think Josh Giddey was. It's just weird, bro. I don't care how people put it, age, consent, all that stuff. I get it. There's laws, but for me personally, it's just something you don't do, bro. I feel like this is just one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
That's kind of all I have to say.
This is definitely a taboo subject. Don't get me wrong. And it was me. Okay, sorry. No, continue. I'm sorry. I just had to read something. My bad.
Oh no, I was just saying that's pretty much it. Like I'm gonna stand on what I said. I just don't think it's right regardless. And the more information that comes out, the worse it seems like it may or may not be getting for Josh Giddey. So I guess we'll see what happens. It's just things are not pointing in the best direction. And that's all I got.
Yeah. What do you think, Max?
For everyone's sake, I hope it's not true. I hope that everything, if there was a relationship, I hope it was consensual. I hope nobody got hurt. And I hope for Josh Giddey's sake that he didn't break any laws and that he's not going to have to face any punishment. Certainly, if laws were broken or if some of these allegations are true, I hope he does. I hope the punishment will fit the crime, but I just hope that there was no crime to begin with. That would be the best case involved for everyone. So
100%.
Just going to wait and see what happens here, but from an outsider's perspective, I hope none of this is true and that it just blows over and that nobody was hurt in all this.
Yeah. And thank God, at least it seems like that's the case, because it looks like she was bragging about it all over the place. Like you see certain videos of her being like, "Oh, I slept with him. Yeah. Whatever. Off the topic. Wild card, baby, let's go!
Okay.
We'll see you in Milwaukee!
Well,
let's go.
Anyone could have to see what was on the towel, Omar.
You said wild card?
Yeah,
we're the wild card team?
Yeah, we're the wild card.
Can't relate. We kind of 4-0, but I'll let you have your fun. Congratulations.
Congrats. We're 3-1. We're 3-1. You're acting like there's a huge differentiation.
There's levels to this, bro.
There's no levels to anything.
Pacers, Lakers, Knicks.
No. More like Knicks, Lakers.
Knicks.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair. Knicks, Lakers, right there.
I mean, you're there. Like it's basically like you're at the party, but you're waiting at the door. Like you're gonna get let in, but just not in with the early crowd. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That was sneak.
That's a good comparison.
That was good, right?
Comparison.
That was a good one. Like we're gonna let you in, but you got to wait a little bit.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I mean, you were at the game, so how did it feel to get a live reaction of like knowing that not only you guys secured it, but just in general, it was a good game?
Yeah, it was a really fun game. I wouldn't say. Look, there was times in the third quarter where it was like, why are they this close? But personally, I was never concerned because we always tend to fall in the third quarter. It's kind of our weakest lineup that we have going out there at that time. So I do think it's fine. Like if we drop in the third quarter, that's fine. But it always picks up mid third quarter. or 3/4 into that third quarter, it always picks back up. The offense always picks back up, and the defense always spikes back up right around the fourth quarter and gets elite to that point. Yeah. So seeing that come into fruition and kind of confirming with my own eyes what is going on, it was really helpful. And I know Jalen Brunson had an off night. He only had 10 points with 4 assists, 5 assists, 6 assists actually. But I'm not even going to blame him for the shot takes or anything like that, because to be honest, he didn't take many shots. And he made almost everything he took.
And you know what else?
What?
My Knicks GOAT showed up, baby. Fantasy owner Julius Randle.
20 points. You know what's so crazy? I didn't know he got 20 rebounds till after the game. I wasn't even I wasn't even paying attention.
I was watching every rebound.
What? I saw it afterwards. I'm like, I watched this game. How did I not realize Julius Randle got 20 rebounds?
That is crazy. 20 is a crazy amount of rebounds.
Yeah, I was like, what? Damn. Okay, Randle. Okay. All right.
Wasn't familiar with your game.
I wasn't familiar with your rebounding game. All right.
Let's see what Max has to say. Max, how do you feel about Julius Randle actually playing decent? How do you feel?
I mean, listen, I'm never going to complain when Randle plays all right. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm always rooting for him. He just makes it very tough for me to root for him when he has as many detrimental actions to the team as he is known to do. But You know what? I give him his props. Sometimes when he makes a really good defensive play, or some games where he hustles and gets rebounds, some games where he's taking smart shots and being a team player, it is nice to watch. The problem is that those are just flashes. Some players have flashes of greatness in one way. This is flashes of greatness in another way. This is just flashes of competent basketball in a sea of mostly incompetency, sadly. But you know what? I'm never going to, I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to wake up one day in a world where Julius Randle just becomes Tyrese Halliburton and is making the greatest passes and playing unselfish and is hyping his teammates up and is playing with this so much joy and passion and just energy, instead of just the old curmudgeon that he is, where he just whines to the refs and throws elbows and borderline commits assault out on the basketball court. So I would love for that to not be the case, but sadly it is. But you know what? I will give props to Mr. Randle when he does well, and I will fairly criticize him when he does not do well. So unfortunately for him, he oftentimes does not do well. But for Omar's sake, I'm glad he gave Omar a good show, and I'm glad the Knicks showed up. I think we got to get Omar out to Milwaukee. We started GoFundMe, get him out there for that game.
Yeah,
show
get
up
me
in
out
the
there.
hat, the jersey,
get
the
me
towel.
out there.
Maybe he's a good love charm. We bring Omar all the way to Vegas, and maybe we'll win the whole thing. That might be our best.
I would love.
Bring me.
I swear to God. I'll say it here right now. If the New York Knicks go to Las Vegas, I will be there.
Okay.
Wait, let me clarify.
Whoa,
the finals.
No,
wait. The finals.
No.
The finals.
No.
Because wait.
Oh, that's different.
No.
That's different.
Really?
You might not make it to the finals. You might as well get a hotel. Ride it out.
If we beat Milwaukee, who says we can't beat Boston? And you know what? Who says it won't be Indy that beats Boston? Because Indy is kind of insane right now when it comes to Tyrese Halliburton.
That is true. They play very. I wouldn't even say very different during the plan, but they've been balling. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they have. Obi Toppin has proved to be such a good asset for that team. It's reflected in my fantasy team as well. So I know.
Shameless plug. I'm with it.
Whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm with it.
But it's facts, though. You can't tell me that Obi Toppin is not playing well in the Indiana Pacers. He's getting so much more opportunities. He's getting the starting minutes that he needed to succeed. Exactly. If we didn't have Julius Randle, we would be in such a better position. That's what I'm saying. If Obi was starting and we had a little bit of a more star in the center, I can see that happening.
Then question for you.
Okay.
Obi Toppin or Julius Randle?
As of right now.
Well, who's a better basketball player, or who would I rather have on the Knicks?
Who would you rather have on the Knicks?
Julius Randle is a much better basketball player, skill-wise. He is clearly far exceeds Obi Toppin. But Randle's attitude and play style is such a negative that there is virtually no NBA player that I would want on my team less than Randle. Maybe the Jordan Pooles of the world, but Randle is in that bottom echelon. If I would not touch this, I would not touch that contract with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah,
Let me second that question too. Do you think that if Julius Randle was on the Pacers, would they have the same success this season as they're having right now?
No, 100% no, because he would not pass the ball back to Tyrese Halliburton, and he would play selfish bully ball. I believe that full-hearted and confidently. He does it now. There was a couple of times in the game where I was like, I had to scream. I was getting so excited. I was standing up. I was getting hyped. It was right after like this Mitchell Robinson alley-oop that happened right in my face. It was so beautiful. And just by the way, I was sitting so close. I sent y'all pictures. You could tell. I could tell. I went down to the court. I was on the court. And I looked there, and I was just taking videos. I was taking pictures of Julius Randle and RJ Barrett working out. I saw Evan Fournier. I didn't bother to take a picture of Evan Fournier, but I did see Miles Bridges sitting on the bench, going over with a coach, and I took a picture of him. It was cool. It was a cool experience that I got that close. I mean, I've just never been that close before. I've been to MSG. It's a completely different atmosphere. And you know what? I put a parlay on the game, and I was telling myself, I'm going to be super upset when this game lost because I feel like this parlay will hit, but at the same time, it's like so close. But at the same time, I didn't care about my parlay because everything that was going on in the game, it was just so entertaining. Every time Miles Bridges got the ball, boo! The whole arena. The entire... Oh my god, the arena was shaking like it was a freaking playoff game just by how many boos. The amount of time Miles Bridges was like getting booed by the entire arena. It was amazing. I gotta say, it was great. And I can confidently say he will never play well at MSG again.
Ooh. Yeah. Hot take, low take,
bro. You can see the way he was being affected, the way that his face was. He was so depressed coming back into the game. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. If you can show your anger on your face, you gotta work something out. Some guy yelled something really fucked up though to him. He was like, "Go beat on somebody else." During the game.
Yeah, Omar, referencing like what you said earlier about like having like the Mitchell Robinson lob like happen right in front of you. Like I've also sat behind right behind the stanchion, like a couple rows behind the stanchion, and like it actually the same thing happened where like Mitch cut baseline, and I forget who threw him a lob, but like just to see Mitch just like jump up there and get that, like it's so jarring when you see it in person that close. I mean, my gosh, he was flying. Like this is a 7-foot human being just absolutely like taking off, hanging in the air, just the power with which he was jumping and then not only like catching and finishing the lob. It's just insane, like the way just to 100%. Experience that in person. So I can imagine like an in-season tournament game. Yeah, like having an in-season tournament game like right there with that energy, it's good. Like it seems like arenas and fans are kind of taken to it. The players are kind of taken to it. I think ultimately, like the league is going to hopefully, look back at this and evaluate in more than just ratings. I think they're going to care a lot about the TV ratings, but hopefully they'll care, more about like how the players felt about it, the fans felt about it. Because if they are introducing a better atmosphere, if they're introducing better basketball, if it's encouraging harder play, more meaningful games, more engagement, more fan relevance, then ultimately the in-season tournament is probably going to go down as a W. Obviously, there's things they can do better. There's things that could be worse about it, but. For right now, it seems like there is actually a good amount of hype around it for the first time, like since it's announced. Yeah, and we'll see if they can take that through to Vegas, and we'll see how those Vegas games are popping. They'll be good.
I was personally always a fan of the in-season tournament games. Like, you guys can go back to like even PSF, and I was the only one in the chat saying like, this will be amazing for the NBA. This will add a new sense of competition, and everybody was like, no. Like,
I was one of those people.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, no, I don't see that. And I was like, I'm the only one that sees it. Like, guys, this adds a new sense of competition to the game. It adds a new trophy. It adds a new strive. The teams that we won't see in the playoffs and the finals, they can show themselves there. Like Indiana and New York right now. Who's saying Boston and Milwaukee won't purposely fall back because they need to conserve their energy? Let's just say. I don't think so either, but let's just say. All right.
This man literally created a scenario.
You know what? Wait.
It's crazy.
Wait. So
yeah, the Lakers. We just decided. Nah, we're done. We don't want to play anymore.
Nah,
not happening no more.
We got our 4-0. We're done now.
Yeah, we're good. Y'all can have it. Nah, but realistically, I get what you're saying though.
4-0. What?
Nah.
No. I meant like it was only 4 games.
Yeah.
But no, I will say it's had its great moments. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I can't ignore some of the games where it's just terrible. Like we gotta talk about the biggest problem, the point differential thing. It's terrible, bro. Like you see players coming out about it, saying they feel uncomfortable just going out there and just like beating teams by 40 because they have to. Like Tatum talked about it. Darius Garland said it makes them uncomfortable just having to stay out there with their starters and just keep putting points in. Like we know for the most part, NBA has always been kind of respectful about it. Like when it gets to a certain point, you usually pull your players, put in your bench guys, G League guys, and when it gets to a certain point, towards the end of the game, you just don't shoot the ball. Nowadays, for that extra 3 points, I mean, you got to. Yeah. I seen, I don't know if you guys watched the Warriors-Kings game. That was a crazy game.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even about the Kings winning. The Kings didn't even have to win that game. They just had to make sure they didn't lose by 12. So it was just a whole bunch of, like, different things that the point differential thing, yeah, it's cool. But I think Max brought it up. I forgot who did. But maybe they should just make it more games so we don't have to have this point differential thing. And it kind of even itself out. It was Max because he said we can run it all the way through.
I personally
just about the start of what is it called? All-Star Weekend. I think that'd be great.
I personally think that they can just kind of just straight away just eliminate the point differential thing. I think it should just be based on wins. Like, I mean, this kind of ties into what happened the other night with Billy Donovan and Joe Mazzulla. Right, and we saw them like Billy Donovan was like questioning him and like confronted him about it, and Joe Mazzulla was like, "Yo, I need to win to get to get here." So
yeah,
I'm not trying to disrespect the game, but at the same time, I'm sorry, I need it. And he was like, Billy Donovan just sat there. He was like, "Okay," and then he walked back because it's like at that point they're already winning by so much.
Bulls coach, right?
Huh? Yeah, the Bulls. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Respectfully, you guys suck anyways. Stop complaining.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it's like at that point, no, but like at that point they were like hacking Andre Drummond, and then Billy Donovan asked him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "I gotta win by 40, man. I gotta win by 40."
I love that, bro. I love that. I'm sorry, that was funny. I seen that on Twitter too. Just hack him. Oh, we know he's gonna miss. We'll get these points easily.
Yeah, bro. Hilarious. They do the same thing with Mitchell Robinson. Cleveland tried to do that to Mitchell Robinson. It didn't work.
I will say too. I know this is kind of backtracking, but I do agree. Like I went to a New York game this year versus the Hawks, and Mitchell Robinson in person is a huge dude. Like he's huge. He's beefy. I seen him catch a lob too. Super athletic, hanging on the rim. I agree with you guys. Like I think there's just like a different level. Like watching on TV, it's cool, but like being in person, watching a game, it's just a different level of entertainment, man. Like I don't know, I love it, bro.
Yeah, I forgot which game it was, but Mitch hit this sick crossover like he was a point guard, and then
I know what you're talking about.
And then drove in with one hand immediately, and it got me standing, and I was like, oh, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was like, oh my god.
Omar, was this game last year?
No, it was literally like
it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mitch did that exact same thing in the game I was at last year. I was at the double OT game in Boston in March, and there was a play where Mitch caught like an inbound by the baseline. I forget he
caught it at the 3-point line. He said.
Yeah, he did like an insane like rip through dribble. It was on the other end of the court. It was the other end of the court to where I was, but I was looking down. I was like, I had to like wipe my eyes. It was Mitch.
Bro, is that real?
Or was that like Randall?
Bro, they
don't give Mitch freedom, bro. This is what this man can do.
No, I agree. He definitely should have more freedom, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But I was gonna say, like, I went to Trae Young's rookie year, and it was the 4 overtime game versus the Bulls, bro.
Ooh.
Craziest. I don't think I will ever see a better game than that. Trae Young had like 40 plus. Zach LaVine had 40 plus. But it was just one play to send it to double OT. Whole arena dead silent, bro. I'll put the video too. I'll send the video in the chat.
Yeah, we'll edit it in. We'll edit it in right here.
Dead silent, bro. You can hear a pin drop. Shoots the shot, goes in. Can't hear anything, bro. It's just completely loud. Everybody going crazy. But that's like I feel like NBA is one of the best fan experiences, man. Because I don't know, bro. Just seeing those guys in person doing their thing, bro. I feel like we've all now went to a crazy game. It's just and we will go to one together in the future.
Yes, 100%. We have to.
And we'll have a vlog too for you guys.
So we wanna tell you guys our goals real quick.
Next season for sure.
One goal of ours is to get an office, right? We eventually want to get an office together somewhere. Not soon, but like relatively later on. 2, we want to go to a game together. So we gotta do that. We gotta do it. We gotta do.
It's gotta be a Knicks Lakers.
Ooh, Knicks Lakers at Knicks. I'm down for that.
Let's do it.
Next year, book it on the calendar.
Let's actually plan that shit out because I'm 100% down. I'm 100%.
We'll have a whole year to get everything right. Make sure we can get those tickets. We already know that they're gonna tax on tickets, but we'll get it right. Yeah. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we gotta sit close. No,
yeah. If we're gonna go, I mean, it's gonna. I'm not saying super, reasonable.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Gotta get
on let's try and get on the Knicks bench. Maybe we can all sign like 10-day contracts. We'll just sit on like the end.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all be on the Knicks bench. I'll be on the other side on the Lakers, and I'll just wave to you guys.
That'd be really funny. Yeah, the NBA fan experience is awesome. I think NBA does it really well, just because of how close you can get to the players. Yep. And I think any like enclosed dome is probably going to be a little bit more pumped up and excited than like an outdoor arena or like an open arena, just naturally because like that energy it's inherently more contained. The sounds are going to be louder, everything echoes and reverbs more, and you can play music louder, so the energy is always going to be a little bit more there.
Yeah,
baseball does it really well as well, obviously with fly balls, and baseball fan experience is really good too. It's different in the NFL. I think your fans have to keep a certain amount of distance from the field.
Yep.
In hockey they have like the plexiglass. I don't know how it is in soccer. I don't watch soccer, not European, but yeah, NBA fan experience has definitely been really good. And like the play-in games, the atmosphere in Vegas, I feel like it's either going to be absolutely a dud, and it's going to be disappointing, or the Vegas audience is going to show up. And honestly, I'll be interested to see how many fans of these other teams do wind up going to these games, because that is one thing you have to think about when you're having a game at a neutral site. In the NBA Finals, you play at one team's arena one way or the other, so you always know, okay, if it's Lakers Knicks in the finals, the Lakers stadium is going to be packed up with purple and gold. You go to MSG, it's going to be blue and orange all the way through. But when you're in a neutral site, is it just going to be like, okay, just fans of basketball, or are we going to see like a strong presence for one team? Like, are the Lakers loyals going to show up? Are the Pacers loyals going to show up? Are Knicks fans going to fly in from the other coast to go to these Vegas games? So I think that'll actually be a big determinant in like how exciting and how anticipated these games are. Or maybe the Vegas audience is just lit. Maybe the locals just don't care about who wins. They're just there to have a great time, party. True. That's what people in Vegas do anyway. So they're just going to drink, have a great time, watch some NBA basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Like you said, I'm excited to see how it goes. That's why I want us to advance. I think we all each got one more game till we hit Vegas, right? One more win till we hit Vegas.
Yeah, so the next round of the whole entire thing, everybody's going to face one game elimination round. So they go into
the Suns again too.
Yeah, it's like the final 6 right now, and then it goes into the final 4. So right now it's Knicks versus Milwaukee, Indy versus Boston, then it's the Valley versus the Suns, right?
That's the same thing. Lakers versus Suns, but it's okay.
Lakers, Suns, and then Pelicans, Kings, I believe. And it's just single game elimination from here on out. So no room for error.
I'm sorry, guys. That was wow.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, shout out to Alex. She's one of our people on PSF. She's going to the game, got tickets, got a great deal. So shout out to that. But yeah, she bought them before. Like, you know how you get the really good deals because you don't know who's playing.
She got a TBD deal.
Yeah. And she got it. Happens to be the Suns, bro. That's an all-time game, bro. So shout out to her.
How do you do that? What? That's cool.
That's what I did for the Hawks. Like my game is on the 4th, but unfortunately, it's just the Nets. But it's good seats. But it's the Nets, so it'll be fine.
Wait, how do you see those? I'm confused. What do you do for those?
I don't know. I just went on the Hawks. There's like a login thing. I just logged in and I just went to tickets, and then they have like. It's like TBD to be determining games, and then that's how it was. But it had to be like before. But it was like at the start of the season. You can buy them anytime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like how in the playoffs you can buy like a ticket to like a first round game, even though you don't know who the team's going to be playing. Or like you can buy a ticket to the next round if you don't know the match.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. gonna look that
So
up.
sometimes they'll give you a discount on it because like you're not, you know, you
Exactly.
don't know who you're gonna get. So it could be good.
Exactly.
It's like a gamble, you know. You guys are
It
kind of,
was.
sports bettors. You can do some IRL sports betting here.
Nah, it was an L. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun regardless. I mean, it's the Nets. Cam Thomas is coming back, so that's cool. Ben Simmons is questionable to return in a week, so maybe that will happen too. So hopefully those guys come back. It'll be a little bit better of a game. But last game, it was one of the highest scoring games of the season, so that was fun too. I think it was like Mikal had 45. Trey was going crazy, so hopefully something like that. But I will say, as a Lakers fan, I am a little nervous, man. We beat the Suns twice already, so I already know they already got it on their back. Like, they do not want to drop 3 to us, and I don't blame them. So I am a little bit nervous about our game in particular. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts as a Lakers fan. I am a little bit nervous.
Yeah, and listen, take it from a Knicks fan. The Suns beat us with no Beal, no KD, no Grayson Allen. So Booker might.
Yeah.
This is actually a question I want to ask you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you're buying tickets to a game, would you rather go to a game where your opponent is like a super stacked team? So let's say like a Phoenix, where they got like a bunch of all-time talent, big names, but they're also a really good team, so there's a chance your team loses. Or are you trying to go to a game where it's like your team has like the huge upper hand, where it's like you're probably not seeing like the greatest players ever, but you're like, okay, there's a really good chance we win this. Versus I'm gonna get to see KD, I'm gonna get to see Steph play, I'm gonna get to see Luka play, but we're probably getting dropped off.
So, I'm taking dropped off.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I feel like if I want to go to a game, like I don't mind going to like a normal game, but like just seeing like the quality of players playing, you already know it's gonna be an all-time great game. Like if you got a game like for me, example, like as a Lakers fan, if I get to go say Lakers versus Celtics, like I know that's gonna be a battle to the end. Like they have a really great talented roster. We have a great talented roster. I feel like they could easily beat us. I feel like we can beat them, but it's gonna be very competitive. Celtics had games last year where they cooked us because they just played a lot better. So I would take that chance just to see Tatum. Like seeing a guy like Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday. Like think about all those names. And on the other side, you got LeBron James, AD, Reeves, D'Lo. Like just seeing like the quality of players. Like I don't know. I just would rather see that because I know I can watch my team like smoke a team on League Pass. You know what I mean? I want to like at least a really close game, or if it's gonna be a blowout, give me the best of the best. I'm willing to watch a game like that respectfully. That's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, personally,
because think too, bro. What if you start blowing them out and then they take out your guys, and then it's like, oh, I mean, cool. I can watch the rest of my bench, but I came here for Brunson and Randall and those guys. You know?
Yeah. I mean, but I'm personally going for like quickly Hartenstein, Josh Hart. Like,
true.
Those guys are sick. Like Isaiah Hartenstein is the best.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hartenstein is the best backup center in the NBA. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it
doesn't matter to me personally. I think sorry Max to cut you off, but no, I picked the Hornets game because it was an in-season tournament game, and honestly, they were running a little cheap because the game was about a week away. So I got lucky there, and because I got to sit really close, and I got really cheap tickets, and they were good. They were good. So by the time it came out, I didn't know LaMelo Ball wasn't playing. Right? I got the tickets while LaMelo Ball was still like set to play.
About that.
And then LaMelo Ball it was like questionable if he was going to play, and then apparently it was ruled out officially, like he got a bad sprain. I was excited to see LaMelo Ball. I thought it would be more of a contest with LaMelo Ball, but I still thought we would win. I personally want to go to a game where we're not going to blow out the team, but I still want to win because it's also like an amazing atmosphere in MSG when everybody is happy. Like you go to a Hawks game and you can hear a pin drop. That's not exciting for me. But
what?
I mean, except if in that slight predicament, right? Like, if the Knicks were like losing by a lot, you would hear MSG be silent. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I would personally want to see my team win.
Yeah, I've been to a couple Knicks versus Boston games in Boston as a Knicks fan, and I can just tell you it's it's a great time, of course, but man, as a Knicks fan, it's weird to be like the only one cheering there.
Do people
The last
hate
game
on
I
you?
went to, the double OT last game.
Did people
Was that
hate
Omar?
on you?
No, but the first time I went, I don't even think I wore any Knicks gear because I was afraid I was gonna get like beer cans thrown at me and like I was gonna get mugged.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking because Boston as a city is questionable.
Very scary place.
Yeah.
Questionable.
Second time, when I went last year, I think I wore this and I wore like a Mitch jersey, and I was like pretty publicly, not like making a huge deal out of it, but like if the Knicks make a basket, I'd give a little polite applause. But if the Celtics make a basket,
Let's go!
It's tough. It's tough to be the fan in a road environment, especially in a place like Boston.
Yeah.
But it made it that much more. It made it that much more wonderful when we did win, and I was walking around. Because in the first game I went to, it was the game where Tatum hit a game winner on the Knicks in 2019. So I was the only one walking out of the arena sad. Like, and that was a really, really bad experience. Not like bad experience, but like it was painful to be the only one in a crowd of like 20,000 that are super pumped up and like lit. Tatum just won us the game, and I just got my head down. It was the exact opposite this time. I was like the only person happy in the whole arena, and my gosh, it feels great. I think it feels better to win on the road, and especially in like a close game like that, to walk out of that arena surrounded by 20,000 fans of the team you just beat. That might be better than being in MSG when the Knicks win, low key. So that might be my hot take.
That's fun.
But yeah, I've been to 3 Knicks games in my life. We've won 2 of them, lost 1. So I think in going into it, I probably would have said I want to go to games that we can win. I want to at least be to a couple of Knicks wins. I want to experience that in person. But now that I've got a couple and I've kind of like got my gripe against Boston off, like that game last year satisfied my revenge and my hatred for Boston. I still hate Boston, but like that game was good redemption.
Who doesn't hate Boston?
So yeah. Now at this point, I would probably say like, yeah, now I'm more down to go to games where it's like the Knicks are playing a really good team. I mean, obviously the Knicks were playing Boston, but yeah, I would be down to go to like Knicks Warriors to see Curry, Knicks Dallas to see Luka, Knicks Bucks to see Giannis, or Knicks Lakers to see LeBron. I'd be more down to go to those games now that I've been to a couple wins and I know what that feels like. Like I'd rather get that out the way first, make sure I've been there for that, and then I can go star hunting and be like, okay, now I don't really care. Obviously I care if the Knicks win, but that's not the main reason why I'm here. Now I'm here to just like experience great basketball.
Right.
I like that.
I like that. So I wanna pose the question to you guys. Since we're already talking about the Knicks, we might as well dive into a different question.
Here's a shocker.
What are the percent chance that the Knicks win the in-season tournament?
2.
Okay, we're gonna ignore that.
5,000. No, I'm just playing. Percent chance.
I'd say 40.
No.
Yeah.
No, not even close. The best
I'll give
team
you a
doesn't have
smooth. Really, I'm really just keeping everybody kind of neutral. I think right now, everybody in my eye has a really even chance.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any team right now that's like, okay, they're guaranteed right now. Just the way the play-in's been playing, like you got the Pacers playing great. Not saying they're not a great team, but think about all the teams that have been in these different brackets, like. What's it called?
I'm just looking up the
Philly
bracket.
didn't make it, and they were playing well so far to start the season. Sorry, that's like the first name that popped into my head. The Heat didn't make it, and they had a good stretch of games. The Celtics almost didn't make it too. The Celtics, I think it was like one game. If they would have lost, they were out, right?
Yeah.
It was a point differential thing.
Yeah, I think
the
Indy.
top teams in the West didn't make it. No, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you're
OKC
right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, Minnesota didn't make it. OKC didn't make it. I know a lot of people had a hot take about the Spurs early on, but they couldn't buy a single play-in, not a single win. It's
For the
crazy.
West, I'm going to pose my predictions.
All right, go ahead.
For the West, the Lakers will advance, and the Sacramento Kings will advance.
Ooh.
In
Hold on. I got Lakers Pelicans. I've been wanting the Lakers Pelicans.
Oh, that would be nice.
Lakers Pelicans.
Well,
Anthony Davis.
yeah, that would be nice.
Zion's been playing great basketball.
You know
Brandon
what?
Ingram always plays great against us because obviously history there. Bro, that will be a great game. The way Zion's been playing.
Okay.
Side note, 33 points on no missed shots.
Oh my God!
Absolutely insane.
What? Wait, I did not hear this. When did this happen?
What, Zion?
Yeah.
Last night, 33. Look, he had more points than Kevin Durant and took the same amount of shots. Although, obviously Zion gets the free throw line, of course, but he missed one free throw. He was one free throw out from having a perfect game. He's been playing amazing this season. Amazing.
I'm gonna look at that.
Yeah, I would say for my predictions, I do think Milwaukee is going to beat us. And real quick, I'll just say that is one thing I don't like about the in-season tournament is this game does count for the regular season schedule. So this means that we're gonna wind up playing Milwaukee 5 times this season. In the regular season.
No.
We already played them 4.
No.
So now this game is counting on. So
we're not.
I don't like that a loss here, is going to count against our regular season schedule. I think once you get to the knockout stages, those games should just not count, or they have to find a way to work around that, because it is a little de-incentivizing. Because if we just hadn't made it, we'd be playing like some random team, middle of the pack team. But now we've got to play a juggernaut again with our regular season record on the line. Was that on one?
It's not how it works.
No, it is how it works.
No,
it is. The only game that doesn't count is championship game.
No, I'm pretty sure we are already seeing Milwaukee next week. We just converted that from a regular season game, just a regular season game, to a in-season tournament game. Yeah.
There would be no way to predict that, though, that we were going to play
Milwaukee. But we're not. They stated from the beginning. They stated that it was going to be like that type of breakdown.
Okay, Earl, can you look this up? Can you see how many other Knicks Bucks games there are? Fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to count for 5th game. But back to predictions. I think Milwaukee beats us. I think Boston beats Indiana. Between those two,
it's 5.
It's 5?
It is 5.
What?
Okay, it's 12-20. Yeah, same week. You guys play them 2 days later. That doesn't have anything to do with
it doesn't convert. We just happen to be playing them a few days later.
Nah, what? They just made it a different.
Yeah, that's
so stupid. I thought they would just convert it.
It's because every team had that to be determined game, and you never know what it is because it never popped up on the schedule until 2 days ago. It just updated. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see exactly. What
That's how Alex was able to get the.
Okay, so the game wasn't filled out, but it was like
it was just there as blank, like it said to be determined. Like the whole day was blank. Yeah, for everybody.
So technically, it's not adding a game; it's just replacing one name.
No, but that game we would have, if we hadn't made the in-season tournament, we'd be playing like.
Basically,
or Utah or Portland or something,
like
definitely not a team as great as Milwaukee. So
yeah, I mean,
basically what Max
I personally think we can upset them.
We could. I mean, listen, it's one game. That's the thing about the in-season tournament is you're talking about who has good percentages.
Yep.
I'm gonna give my prediction in like a second. Continue talking. I'm sorry.
You good. Every team that's made it is a good team. And in one game, I mean, anything can happen. There's no matchup that's so lopsided where it would be like Lakers, Wizards, or the Spurs playing, the Celtics, where you're like, okay, there's a clear talent difference here. All these teams are talented, and in one game, anything could happen. All these 8 teams legitimately have a shot, which is, I think, what the NBA wanted. So, yeah, I think that is a good thing that they've done. Something that I proposed on PSF yesterday or 2 days ago, like Earl mentioned. I think it would be better if they just made they could run the in-season tournament from like December to January, make it like 15 games or 20 games count. Or honestly, if they wanted, they could just make a cutoff point where say, okay, by the end of the year, let's say by December 31st, we just take the top 4 in the East and the top 4 in the West and we play them. Or we take the top 5 in the East and the top 5 in the West, play them. Because then you don't have to do the point differential, tiebreakers, and it's more representative of the teams that are playing well early on in the season. Because again, there are some really good teams that have excelled overall, aka Minnesota and OKC, and Philly. These are like top 3 seeds. These are championship contenders more than likely. Well, maybe not all championship contenders, but like these are teams that are seriously eyeing a 1 seed or a 2 seed that aren't going to be represented here. And I feel like, while you do want to have that excitement, that a little bit of randomness, a little bit of parity, you still do want your best teams in there competing for this prize. So I think it would be nice if they need to make it more than 4 games, I think. And I think that would definitely be beneficial. And any games that you earn should not count against your regular season record. They need to find a way so that, either maybe you get like, I don't know. It's tough to say because you don't want to, penalize teams for playing well. Like the last
are they playing for free?
Are more games. So
no, I'm saying like basically like you don't want it to seem like that. Basically, I think that's the only reason why it counts towards regular season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, maybe you could like wipe off some games at the end of the year, but then again, there's people who probably bought tickets to those games, so it's like it's tough. That's another reason why it's like the in-season tournament is tough because doing it this is the best way to do it, and it's still a very flawed way, which is the issue.
100%.
In a league where everyone wants to play less, adding a tournament to make people play more does not really work. I feel like maybe they could just do it. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud here. Maybe they could do it where It's just the number 1 seed in the East, the number 1 seed in the West. They fly them out to Vegas and they play one game. I don't think the teams would care about that. Would there be as much hype around it because there's no knockout
I think the
stage?
rest.
Maybe not.
Well, I think the rest is probably isn't it all 1 games up until the finals?
It's all 1 game, yeah. From here on out, there's 3 more rounds. It's the round of 8, the round of 4, and then the championship.
Okay.
We going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Omar's going. Remember, Omar, you're going to Vegas if the Knicks win this one.
Yeah,
game,
you did say that.
Final 4 go to Vegas, not the final.
Said the
2,
finals.
so.
I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
you said you were going
I
to
don't
Vegas
got
if they
money
win the
like
game.
that.
I mean, the finals is going to be more expensive. I heard tickets are $1,500 to get in the door.
Are you serious?
I'm just playing. I'm
What was I
trolling.
about to say?
Trolling.
It's Vegas. It could be. You could be
Well,
right.
who knows?
It's
Yeah.
possible.
If that's the case, all you got to do is go next door, put a little something on black, and get in the door. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, or
I
you
don't
go
know.
home.
I've
broken
had enough
than ever.
gambling this week. I've had enough gambling. So what do you guys think about what's going on in the NBA? Do we got any news? Anything else coming out of the NBA that's really worthwhile? I mean, I know this in-season tournament is really taking up a lot of space. I didn't even finish my prediction, so I'm sorry. I think we can upset.
Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, I think we can upset Milwaukee, and I think it's going to be close between Indiana and Boston, but I think Indiana might prevail. I don't know. And yeah,
Oh, my fault.
yeah, go for it.
On my side, as unbiased as I can be, Lakers, of course, are coming out of the West side. You already know how it is. I just feel like in the in-season tournament, that's literally the best basketball we played all season. No matter what happened, we could have a terrible game, get beat by 30 the night before. But when the in-season tournament games start, when those jerseys get put on, it's literally night and day with our team. So I'm pretty confident in playing the Suns. We beat them twice. I am slightly worried just because we already beat them twice. How much more are the Suns really going to let us just keep beating them is my real question. So that's my only concern with that. And now that you mention it, I think we might be playing the Suns 4 times this year, now that you think about it. I know you guys are playing Boston, or you said the Bucks 5 times. I think we're playing the Suns 4 times because of this. So that is a good point too, Max. Having to play that same team over and over, it gets a little repetitive, I will say.
Don't you regardless see the Suns 4 times?
No, I think we've seen them 3 without the in-season.
No, don't you guys normally see them 4? Aren't you in the same division?
Yeah, you guys
Or
are.
maybe it's 5 instead then. My fault. We see them 5 now.
No, I think everybody in the West
Yeah, we
sees
see them 5 now.
everybody in the West sees each other 4 times, just like everybody.
No, that's not true.
Really?
That's not true.
No, it depends.
I'm pretty sure I know how this works. You play the teams in your division 4 times.
Okay.
You play the other teams in your conference 3 times, and then the out-of-conference teams twice. There's a little bit. Sometimes they have to add. Sometimes you'll see a team not in your division 4 times. Like this year, the Bucks are not in the Knicks division, but we still play them 4 times just because that's how the scheduling works. But as a stock standard, you play in division 4 times, in conference 3, and out of conference 2 for the most part. And since Phoenix and the Lakers are in the same conference, they were going to see each other 4 times anyways. So now you're just adding a 5th game on it, and it's what I don't like about it is Phoenix is a great team, as are the Lakers, and they're just penalizing each other by adding another difficult game into the regular season. What happens if the Lakers miss out on the 1 seed by half a game or 1 game? You're going to look back here and be like, well, this 1 game against Phoenix that we lost in the play-in tournament wound up costing us. If we had just never made the play-in, we could have played a middle-of-the-pack team and won and ultimately gotten a better seed in the playoffs. So that's where I feel like it can get kind of
Oh, yeah, it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. Because we had them in the first round of the group play because it was just a tie-in, obviously. And then we had them a couple weeks ago. We won. Oh, so we already played them 3 times. Oh, no, I'm counting preseason. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. My bad. So it's 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4 for us. It's 4. Not counting preseason. It's 4.
Yeah, basically, without being as biased as I can against the Lakers here, here's what I think. I think if Sacramento moves on versus their game against the Pelicans, I think the Lakers have a shot. However,
we've lost to the Kings too many times to lose again.
However, Zion is a beast. Yeah. I don't know how far you guys can, with all due respect, obviously, because I do think they're a good defense. They do have good defense on the Lakers. I do think that's a thing.
Who does?
I think the Lakers have good defense. That's what I say.
Oh, I thought you said the Pelicans had good defense.
Well, they do too. Yeah, but they do too. But all I'm saying is Zion is insane, and he's a monster. And I don't know if AD can. I don't want to say stop him, but I don't want to disrespect
Clip
him.
this chat.
Wait, no, I don't want to disrespect him because at the same time, AD is an NBA all caliber player, right? But at the same time, Zion is on the come up and is a big, strong train ready to ram through the station, metaphorically speaking. So, that being said, I don't know.
Omar, friendly wager here.
Okay.
I'm going to say Anthony Davis scores more points. If we play them, I'm going to say AD scores more than Zion. And if that's the case, I will give you $10 of VC.
Ooh, how do we shake on that?
Wait! Don't shake yet. What's Omar?
Omar, same thing back.
Okay, yeah.
Same thing back.
Okay, so $10, deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna sold myself. Yeah. All right.
If Omar wins, he gets VC. If he loses, he just doesn't lose anything.
He's like, we're playing for free. All right. So here it is. If AD scores more than Zion, then I get $10 of VC. By the way, we do play 2K now. The streams will be soon. We just had to practice up, and we will have our weekly Beyond the Backboard gaming stream. So stay tuned for that. Shameless plug. But
it is our plug.
10 for me. Other way around, Zion scores more AD. That's 10 for Omar.
Yes, sir. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think definitely
Nothing too crazy.
I think definitely the two head-to-heads in this battle will be AD and Zion. That's going to be the two heavy hitters.
How about this?
All right.
If both of them score the same amount of points, you both give me $10 of VC.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm down for that.
We'll split it.
Three-way shake.
Okay, you both give me $5 worth. You both give me.
Okay, bet, yeah.
I like
that. Looks so funny.
You're going like this, bro.
It's not like this.
Well, yeah, it could have been like that, but
Omar's down here for me, so I gotta go like this.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go like this.
Yeah,
this is so weird. Well, on my screen, this is how it looks. I think we're inverted.
Omar's the one recording, so how does it work on your end?
Okay.
Omar's at my
put your
bottom.
hand right there. Put your hand right here. Right here. No, put it like on the bottom, like where my. Put it like right here.
The camera's inverted, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, keep going in that direction.
Where are you on my screen? Are you on the bottom?
Right there. Just move down a little bit. Perfect. Max. Other hand. Other way. Just come this way. Boom. Boom. We got it. Shake. 3.
No, I still like to say Earl's hand. How do I say Earl's hand?
Okay. Earl, other hand, put it that way.
This way?
Yeah, the other way, like facing this way. Max, you could do this way. Yeah. All right. All right, we got it.
Yeah.
Thumbnail.
Yeah. We'll take a picture of that. We'll grab a screen grab later on. We'll grab a screen grab in a second. But so no, I do think the Lakers have a shot, but yeah, no, Zion is a machine. And I'm really excited to see what he can do because I feel like he's finally in a healthy position to be able to like take that all NBA talent that he already has and finally like put it into gear. Because for the past few years he's been on and off an injury, and I guarantee you he's hungry. He's hungry for something.
I got a hot take real quick.
Alright.
If Zion stays healthy, the Pelicans will be in the Western Conference Finals.
Ooh.
Hot take. I really think about it.
I would say at least semifinals. I think if they're healthy, they're at least the semifinals team.
I said this before, bro.
Tough to predict, especially
True.
One of the spots is going to the team in Denver. But yeah.
But like my thing is this. I still believe, bro, if Zion would have played in that series versus the Suns, they easily would have won, bro. You know how many problems that team was going through?
Yeah.
With Chris Paul over there, they were barely winning those games. If you had Zion's production, I think that season he was shooting like 70-something% from the paint. Crazy. If you add that into those games, they easily take that series and they advance.
Yeah.
And honestly, after that, I really think they had a strong chance to, I don't know, contend, but I mean, they had a strong chance to make a really good push. So
Bro, I'm
if
telling
you
you,
get this
just
Zion with Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy, people forget Trey Murphy comes back this week.
And guess
So
who
when
also comes back?
When he gets back,
Guess who
Jose
else?
Alvarado too, right? Who? CJ McCollum. They've been doing this without CJ, bro. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like this team, bro. I think
They're very
and
talented.
for real, just give these kids some confidence and they will go on a run. Like that's all they need. Brandon Ingram just needs like confidence in his shot, and Zion needs the confidence to take it into a basket mercilessly. And I'm telling you, they can. They can do.
If they win it all, if they win this NCAA tournament, I wouldn't even be mad, bro. Like if they came up, whooped us up, and won, I honestly would be kind of happy to see that team get that type of success.
100%.
I'm a firm believer. I'm definitely a firm believer in Trey Murphy. I mean, among other people, I really like Trey Murphy and Herb Jones on that. I think they're like a perfect
100%.
yin yang of like a prototypical offensive talent in the NBA now. And Trey Murphy, like super long, athletic, can handle, shoot the three. And then you got Herb Jones, who's just an absolute dog defensively, and like can occasionally even step out and hit a 3-pointer. I'm a firm believer in those two. I think like if they can get big minutes, and I think they will, obviously eventually, like they're key pieces to this Pelicans team. I think the league is sleeping on them. Like I don't know if future All-Stars are appropriate titles for them, but like certainly I think they could be very, very good players in this league. I feel like
100%.
they maybe, especially the focus is always going to be on Zion and Ingram and CJ McCollum. But I think those two really have high ceilings. If they could ever tap into that potential, they really could be dangerous.
So what do you guys think is going to happen with their lineup? Because now that they're getting Jose Alvarado back, now that they're getting CJ McCollum back, and now they're getting Trey Murphy back, where do you guys put Jordan Hawkins? Like, where do you think he's going to sit?
I mean,
do you guys think he's going to be like a 6?
Hawkins too, dang.
Do you guys think he's going to come off the bench now? Is that what's going to come? Or do you guys
even
think...
if he did,
or wait.
Yeah.
I think that's good, but what do you guys think if CJ McCollum comes off the bench? And hear me before I say that, because... yes, CJ McCollum is very good. I'm not trying to take away from his ability, but all of these young men on the squad, they all have so much talent that I think they can respectively pass CJ McCollum.
I don't think it's time yet, though.
No,
CJ McCollum is not a guy who you bring off the bench, in my opinion. I think starting on this team, he's been a great playmaker. Very underrated as a playmaker, I would say. His mid-range game is just nasty. I think he just fits well. Him, Trey Murphy, I think those are going to be the starting guards for that team, and then you just fill out around there. Zion, BI, and then Valanciunas. I think that's how you have to run it. Yeah. And then think about your bench now. You got Jordan Hawkins coming off your bench, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, guys like that. I think that it just makes them deeper as a team. Jordan Hawkins having this time to develop, he honestly reminds me of like he'll play that Austin Reeves role. Like he's an energy guy coming off the bench who can get you 15 plus points off the bench and just have all that time. And people got to realize too, just because you don't start doesn't mean you can't close games. Same thing with Austin Reeves.
Same thing with Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, for the most part, those guys, they don't start, but they close games. Jordan Hawkins can be a guy that close games in different lineups.
Emmanuel Quickly closes almost every game that I've seen.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, like
it's almost a really good role.
I mean, if he wasn't such a good six-man, and if I didn't think he could win the six-man of the position, I would put him in the starting lineup. But I like Quentin Grimes there because he does add that defense, but man, we need to pass him the ball more. But that's just my opinion on that.
Amen.
We need to pass him the ball
words
more.
Have never been spoken. That's your best take of all time, Omar.
We need to pass.
I got a question for you guys.
Right.
I guess this can be like a kind of final topic, or unless we have some more stuff to talk about.
Last word. What's the last word, Earl?
This is what I have to ask you guys. We were talking about Emmanuel Quickly, right?
Okay.
You're talking about six-man. I know Omar mentioned like if he started, he could definitely have the potential to start. Do you think Quickly has like the same upside growth of a James Harden in OKC coming off the bench and then leaving to a different team and blossoming into an all-star type of player? Do you think that Quickly has similar potential? Like it could happen if he could lead his own team? Do you think that's a possibility?
Oh, this is hard.
I think the James Harden comparison's a good one there because I think Quickly is definitely good enough to start on a lot of teams, even as he is right now. I think he would be the starting point guard on a lot of NBA teams, as Harden back in the day, easily could have been the starting shooting guard on a lot of NBA teams back then.
Yep.
I don't see Quickly as having necessarily the ceiling of Harden. I mean, Harden is a former MVP.
Yep.
I think he's like a 3-time scoring champion. I mean, that's really big.
It is.
To fit into any player, but just like an all-star. I don't see Quickly as that kind of player, and not even in a bad way. I just see him as a very, very good point guard who, he could probably be a top 10 point guard in the league. But in order to make, like, an all-star team, you have to be like a Curry or a Luka or a Dame Lillard. Is he ever going to get to the level of those guys? I haven't quite seen enough variation in his offensive game to be there, or like enough standout defensively. Like, again, don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic offensive player.
Yeah.
And he's become a very good defender. Last year he blossomed his defensive game brilliantly. But if you want to be an all-star, you have to be consistent in this league, at least 20 points a night, 20 to 22 points, the defense there, be an immaculate passer. There's a lot of boxes you have to check. I wouldn't necessarily say he has all-star potential, but I definitely think he could be a starting point guard on a lot of NBA teams right now. And if he went somewhere else, I definitely do think he could even up his game with more minutes, more playing time. It would definitely help him. So I don't think we've got like an all-time great necessarily that we're smothering, but Quickly as like maybe the best player off the bench in the NBA, I could totally see that.
If I had to equate Emmanuel Quickly with anybody in the recent history of the NBA, I would say his height would be about Jeff Teague.
Oh, Jeff Teague?
I seriously misspoke. I meant Lou Williams. I meant Lou Williams.
Okay. I mean,
I seriously misspoke, but I meant Lou Williams.
I was going to say, Quickly's better than Jeff Teague right now.
Yeah.
He's better right now than Jeff Teague maybe ever was, respectfully.
Remember Marquise Teague? He used to play for Brooklyn.
Dude! Oh my god, I forgot that guy existed.
Marquise Teague. But no, if I had to say if Emmanuel Quickly adds up to anybody, I would definitely say Lou Williams. I think he has the potential to win multiple six-man of the years if he stays in the position of six-man. I could see him coming into the starting lineup eventually. However, here's what needs to happen. He needs to develop a better defensive game than Quentin Grimes. And right now, what it's looking like, it doesn't happen within the next 2 years. So, I wouldn't say he develops into James Harden, but I definitely think he has it's possible. I think it's possible, but I don't know if he can do it like consistently, give us 30 a night like Harden was giving us at one point.
And that's why
I think a good comparison for Quickly, I actually think a great comparison is Tyrese Maxey. Those guys not only look a lot alike, they're similar builds, and they play very, very similar games. And we see what Maxey's been doing this year. I think Quickly's ceiling is probably like what Maxey is doing right now. Like, I don't think Maxey is necessarily an all-star. I think he's close. I think Maxey's close to an all-star. I don't think he's going to keep up quite this level of production all year, but I think he's like, Max is an example of someone who's a very, very good player right now, but I would not call him an elite player. I think Quickly could put up similar numbers and have a similar impact on the court as what Tyrese Maxey's doing right now. If they played similar, if he got Tyrese Maxey minutes, he would probably be doing very similar to Tyrese Maxey.
See, the reason why I made this comparison too, and I love both of you guys' takes. I kind of agree with you guys, but like I was looking at both of their numbers, like just first 3-year numbers. James Harden, this is his first 3 years in the league. First year, he averaged 9.9 points, 1.8 assists, and 2.8 rebounds. Next year, he averaged 12.2, 2.1, and 3.1. And then his last year in OKC, he averaged 16.8, 3.7 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. Now, we'll go to Quickly. First year, he averaged 11 points per game, 2 assists, 2.1 rebounds. Second year, he averaged 11.3, 3.5 assists, 3.2 rebounds, and then his third year, he averaged 14 points per game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. So, in my head, I was like, okay, just looking at their first 4 years, similar. I mean, I'm not saying they have the same play style. Obviously, I'm not saying that at all. But stat-wise, coming off the bench as a six-man role, the numbers were kind of similar. So, I was like, in my head, what would happen if Emmanuel Quickly got to his own team? Like, would he have a chance to blossom? Like you said, maybe his ceiling isn't as high as James Harden. It's hard to put that pressure on a guy.
Where would that location be right now? Let me pose that question.
What, his ceiling?
Where would the location be for?
Oh, like where would he play?
For it to be like that?
I don't.
Where?
Ooh.
Utah Jazz. They got a lot of good bigs over there, but they don't have. They got Colin Sexton. They got Taylor Horton Tucker, but they don't really have like a primary go-to guard guy. They've got, their big man rotation set up. They don't have, Lauri Markkanen is kind of the guy over there, but they don't have someone who's going to necessarily demand the ball and want to take all the shots. They're looking for a piece to build around next to Lowry. So
give us THT and a pick and it works.
I'm starting the Emmanuel Quickly rise to stardom conversation. If Quickly leaves the Knicks, if you guys don't pay him and he decides to leave and he goes to the Jazz, I think he can bump up his numbers to 30 points a game. Hands down. I'm going to say
That's wild.
I'll say it right here. Clip it. He's going to have you know what? I won't even put 30 points on him. Let me see. What did James Harden get?
30 is wild. 30 is
his
MVP
first
numbers.
No, I said 30, not 40. But still.
No, I know you said 30. 30 is MVP numbers. If you're averaging 30 points a game.
My fault. Okay, my fault. I'm at like 25-ish range. My bad. 25 to 28 range. My bad.
Okay.
That James Harden in his first year on the Rockets went from 16.8 points a game to 25. Next season 25, then 27, 29, 29. Then it was 30, 36, 34. So my fault. I skipped a couple years. So I'll say jump to 25 and build from there as he gets more comfortable being a star type player. So that's my hot take of the century right now.
I like it.
I think if Quickly leaves, he has the chance to have a similar career track to James Harden. That's my hot take, and I'm gonna stick with it.
All right, I like it. Good good hot take to end off the episode there. Spicy hot Quickly to Utah take. Comment down below if y'all made it this far. Thoughts on Quickly, if he could reach that All-Star potential that Earl speaking.
And this will be a TikTok.
What?
This TikTok's gonna go crazy.
The TikTok will go crazy.
Max finna cook.
Quickly, if he does leave the Knicks, where do you think Quickly would go if he does leave the Knicks? What team would be a good fit for him, and what do you think he could do on that team? Comment it down below if you made it this far.
Yep.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody who listens on a daily basis. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere else you guys get your podcasts. We are going to edit this video. I forgot about that. We got to edit that video to make sure we get the other videos in. Make sure, Earl, you send me that video. And thank you guys so much. Appreciate everybody. And peace.
Peace out.
Adios.